I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest.
Well, enough is enough, and it's time for a change.
Finally, The Rock has come back. I hate this idea that you're the best.
And if you're not down with that, we got two words for ya!
I'm the best in the world.
I fight at WrestleMania for the very, very small percentage of people that walk this planet and say I am proud to be, I'm sorry, a professional wrestler.
Oops, I'm breaking the fourth wall.
It's Podcast of the Immortals with your hosts, Matt Bush and Jimmy Bellamy.
I mean, would you listen to us?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, I do listen to us, but I mean, if I wasn't an outside, performer, or you know what I'm saying.
Are we performers?
We're on-air talent.
I guess. Well, I use talent.
We're kind of like Ava Marie.
I had a guy. Hold on, you gotta hear this. Everybody needs to hear this. I had a guy for the first time ever. I was personally attacked via social media.
Really?
Yeah, and this was last night. Let me look it up here. A man whose Twitter handle should remain nameless, but I suppose you could just do a search of what I'm about to read and you could find it. This guy, first he found me on my place of employment's Facebook page.
Really?
And said Jimmy Bellamy equals worst reporter ever. And then he said something like, it's a good thing your rag of a paper exists so you can have a job. And he was saying that...
So you did get my messages.
Yeah. He was saying everything I write is biased and garbage. And I don't write. I'm not a reporter anymore.
Yeah, you don't write much.
So he was talking about stories from the Associated Press, Minnesota Public Radio, and the St. Paul Pioneer Press.
Yeah.
3 publications I don't work for.
Yep.
And then he tweeted me something similar. He said, you suck as a journalist. And I use that term loosely. Good thing crap papers like the DNT exist so you can have a job. And then he says to someone else who commented back to him, he goes, his horribly written articles are nothing but personal attacks. Have you read his articles? Nothing but slander. Baseless slander. He's supposed to be... Okay, I'm going to say it like he wrote it.
Sure.
He's supposed to be journalist reporting facts. How is it okay for a journalist? ? I would think they would hold themselves to a higher standard. So this guy, who if you look through his Twitter feed, he'll just, one example was he tweeted at a radio station yesterday, and he goes, hey, your damn station is nothing but static. Pull your head out your asses and fix it. So he's one of those people, he'll just tweet, all of his tweets are 2 people, pretty much. And it's usually just shitting on them. And I don't know how, but this guy has like 1,900 followers. He's just a dude in northwestern Wisconsin. And as far as I can tell, he's a nobody. But he's got 1,900 followers, more followers than people he follows, which I can't understand. And he had like 1,500 tweets or something like that. So he's going off about me when I didn't write any of those things. I'm an editor, not a reporter.
Yeah.
Although I used to be a reporter, and I think I'm a pretty decent reporter.
Yeah.
But all of the stuff he's complaining about, it's a story from the AP, a story from Minnesota Public Radio, and a story from the Pioneer Press. He's just a goon.
He's got to be a troll.
I'm sure of it, but
you've got to pay the troll toll
to get into this baby boy's soul.
Boy's soul. Yes. Well, that's too bad, man. I'm sorry that people are bumming you out.
No, well, I didn't say bummed me out.
Well,
I kind of lulled. I did block him though, because how some people will retweet stuff that people say. I figure I'm not going to lend any credence to that d-bag. Although I did give him about 2 minutes of our podcast.
Yeah, but he don't listen to this.
Yeah,
maybe this is what he's mad about, really.
Yeah, and I didn't say his name.
Yeah.
So
maybe he's like, Goldberg is the worst. I don't want him to come back.
Yeah,
but he couldn't write all that in Twitter because he ran out of room.
He probably hates pro wrestling because he's an idiot.
Yeah,
that's just my guess.
Yeah.
Episode 47.
Episode 47.
Podcast of the Immortals, brought to you by Wrestle News. Wrestle News with a Z.
With a Z. We still haven't gotten away from that.
I am your co-host, Jimmy Bellamy.
And I am Matt Bush.
Also a co-host.
Uh-huh.
Matt is the one drinking beer tonight.
Yes.
I, on the other hand, have a bottle of water.
I prefer mine. I haven't had this. What is it?
It's Bent Paddle. It's
Bent
brewed.
Paddle.
It's brewed in Duluth.
Yes, I see that.
In Lincoln Park,
Interesting.
where you and I used to rep.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I had a pint of 8-bit ale earlier today. It was delicious.
Very cool. Well, this is Podcasting Immortals. We got a great show for you tonight. We're going to do some wrestle news. We're going to talk about Raw, of course. And then we are going to be previewing Survivor Series, which is coming up this Sunday, and I'm pumped for that. I think it could be a decent pay-per-view.
I'm excited for it. I usually don't care what the matches are because it's Survivor Series, and you have the traditional elimination tag matches. We have some. I prefer 4-on-4, but I'm okay with what we've got.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun.
So we'll get right into it.
I need some lotion for my skin. Keep going.
Okay.
I'm just going to go over and get that lotion.
Okay. Well, I got some wrestling news, and I don't know if you've heard about this yet. Triple H and Stephanie...
Are pregnant.
No. Triple H and Stephanie
Are married.
Yes, they are. Triple H and Stephanie want Shane McMahon for a match at WrestleMania.
That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Have you read about this?
No.
Yes. Apparently, I think he'd be facing Triple H, is what I read. And I would love it. I love Shane McMahon.
I got to see this Walter White shirt.
Yeah, I got my Breaking Bad shirt on today.
Universe is random. It's not inevitable. It's simple chaos.
Simple chaos.
Love it.
This is what I wore to Comic-Con.
So sorry to interrupt, but
Yeah.
that was sweet. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, that's a good one. Shane McMahon coming back, possibly. I don't know if he'd want to do it. I know that he left the company in, 2010?
Yes.
And he was on some board of whatever for some other company.
Yeah, I just read his Wikipedia page a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. But apparently that company is bankrupt or got bought out or something, and now he's a free agent like Hulk Hogan is. And
Let me tell you something, brother.
Brother. But yeah, I'd love to see it. I love Shane McMahon. I think he's underappreciated as a performer. If you go back and watch some of his crazy crap he did during the Attitude Era, it was unbelievable.
Shane McMahon versus Test, SummerSlam 99,
Yeah.
Target Center, Minneapolis. I was there. He did the elbow drop off the top rope onto the announce table. And I want to say that predates any of the Shawn Michaels stuff onto the announce table from the ropes.
Maybe.
I think.
But yeah, Shane also, he took those huge falls off like the Titantron. And I always thought he was just a goof, but now I go back and watch it, he was legit. He was a good performer. I like him a lot.
Me too.
Yeah, I hope he comes back. But to face Triple H, be an interesting, over the fate of the company, maybe.
Have we had Vince Triple H? I feel like we have.
I don't remember. Vince can't go anymore, though.
Good. I don't want him to. It's like when a person decides that they're not going to drive anymore. Mm-hmm. Good move. I hope Vince stays out of the ring.
Yeah.
I'm Vince McMahon. Damn it.
Damn it. Wrestle news number 2. AJ Lee. Hear about this?
Dead.
She died, yeah. No. She collapsed.
Rest in peace, April.
Yeah. She collapsed on... What day today?
You texted me on Friday.
On Friday.
Friday night.
Yeah, that's right. I did text you. Yeah, she collapsed on Friday in Europe during... I think it was a match with Tamina and... someone else. But yeah, she collapsed in the middle of the ring. Apparently it was from dehydration, and she was good to go afterwards. But yeah, it was a scary moment. I was a little worried. Never want to hear about that. But can you imagine you're this finely tuned athlete and you pass out because lack of water? Mm-hmm. It seems weird.
We had that conversation on the phone, and I said it doesn't seem like it's possible to happen to a top-notch athlete, but stuff like that does. And I guess, there are so many things involved, circumstances, especially if you're overseas in another country.
With your boyfriend, CM Punk.
Yeah, and I'm sure there was a grueling schedule going on. But yeah,
maybe she was a little jet-lagged, maybe partying a little too hard, maybe a little A little too many fluids were lost.
I don't want to begin to speculate.
This is all speculation at this point. So yeah, I'm glad AJ is okay. You know, it was a scary moment with the collapse. Wrestle News number 3. WrestleMania 30 tickets went on sale officially on Saturday. The pre-sales began on Thursday. They had a big party in New Orleans on Friday for the pre-sale as well. This man has his tickets.
I'm excited for you. And tell the lovely audience where you will be sitting.
We will be sitting on the floor in section M, which is like the second row, well, the second section of the floor. So it might be kind of tough looking over some people, but it's going to be great. I think we're in like row 12 in that section, and I can't wait. They're even better tickets than I had last year, and I'll be able to see the whole stage, which will be cool. I'll get some great photos. I'm actually looking into buying like a really nice camera with better zoom, you know, for these kind of events that I go to, get some better photos. And yeah, I think it's going to be great. We got 5 guys going. It's me, your buddy Shane, my buddy Shane.
He's your buddy too, yeah.
Yeah. His girlfriend.
She does not know, although maybe she won't listen to this.
I highly doubt she listens to us, but
I don't know. She likes wrestling.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think she. Oh.
Well, we've ruined it. I mean, it's a surprise for her birthday. I think her birthday's in like 2.5 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, she's coming, and
happy birthday, Alyssa.
Yeah, happy birthday. I don't know her name.
It's Alyssa.
It's Alyssa, apparently. And then Shane's 2 other buddies from like Canada and somewhere in Europe.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't even know their names. But yeah, that's who I'm going to WrestleMania with. Chafee, I'm sorry, man. You can't come. He missed out. He had some scheduling issues with his work, and other people have requested it off. We had a little more seniority, and all the lie, cheating, and stealing he could do just wasn't enough. And maybe he can go to 31. Maybe we'll make a big shindig with it with you, maybe, hopefully.
Chris Chafee, hopefully you and I can watch it together. But I assume this means you'll have to work, so maybe we won't be able to watch it together. Well, no, that's not true. You would have to take a lot of days off. Maybe Sunday is one of your days off.
Yeah.
I'm a bad friend because I can't remember if Sunday's your day off. I think it is. So hopefully we can watch it together.
Have a special episode of Podcast Immortals.
Yes. Have our rapid reaction. We'll call you and Shane. I'm also looking forward to 31 in 2015. I don't want to guarantee I'll be there, but I'm planning on it. I'm planning on going to WrestleMania 31.
Well, I hope so. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a great time. I already bought my plane ticket. We got a house. We're renting a house in New Orleans, and it looks awesome in the photos. And it's so cheap. It's way cheaper than a hotel.
What are the Yelp reviews like?
Like, I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I just wanted to say Yelp.
But yeah, it's a great house. I mean, it's like $750 for like a week. So, I mean, it's going to be cheap. Like, we got 5 people splitting the cost.
That's sweet.
Yeah. All together, you know, with Access and Mania and WrestleCon, probably looking around $1,000. Not too shabby for, you know, the experience we're going to have. I already took it off from work. I got the whole week off. I'm going to get paid while I'm there. I've never had that before. I've never had paid vacation. It's such a weird thing to me. Just like, well, I got a week off. I guess I'm not getting paid, you know?
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped about that. But yeah, 31. I got some news about 31.
Do tell.
John Cena, after a house show or a SmackDown taping, I can't remember which one, was in England, said that he hopes that WrestleMania 31 is hosted in Wembley. Is it Stadium?
Wembley Stadium.
Wembley Stadium, and that England deserves their own WrestleMania. Now, I don't know about that, but if it's there, I probably won't go. I can't afford that, for one. And I don't know. It seems weird. Like I'd be okay with them having like a Survivor Series or some other pay-per-view, like one night only, like they used to do. But I just don't think a WrestleMania there would work, especially with the time zones. Having to, you know, they want the most buys. Obviously, the U.S. buys the most pay-per-views out of the world. They want to have that in prime time. They'd have to put it on at like midnight.
Yeah, it'd be at midnight because they're 6 hours ahead of us in London, and I assume it'd be a 6 p.m. Central start.
Yeah,
like it normally is for Mania. I don't see that happening. It wouldn't be the weirdest thing, but I think that to maximize their profits, it will stay in the United States or in North America at least. It could be in Canada again.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind Canada. Canada would be kind of cool. Vancouver, I've seen those signs all over. I think it's the same person who's gotten all these things, but Vancouver would be pretty cool. Toronto, of course, would be awesome. But all the information I've been hearing is that San Francisco in the Bay Area is kind of in line for next year. So we'll see.
Okay.
With their new stadium for the 49ers, so that'd be pretty awesome.
That's true. That'd be cool.
Yep. But yeah, that's all the wrestling news I have. Did you have any?
I had a couple items. One is that there might be there's speculation that there may be a new member of the Wyatt family. NXT wrestler Judas Devlin texted. He tweeted, "I feel the pain, Sister Abigail." And if you've ever seen Judas Devlin, he looks like he could be a member of the Wyatt family with long hair and facial hair, some tattoos. I just described almost every wrestler in existence today.
Yep.
He could be that. I'd be okay with that. I think the Wyatt family could use another member, especially with this similar looking character. They wouldn't be necessarily taking a guy like Heath Slater and making him a member of the Wyatts.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I mean, they've talked about adding members to the Shield and adding members to the Wyatts. I kind of like that they didn't add anyone to the Shield. You know, it became an exclusive thing. But I can see them going like, "Oh yeah, we got a long lost cousin," you know, because it would play into their character. But I don't know. I kind of like the dynamic they have. Natural thing is 3 guys. You know, the Shield has that 3MB. You know, but I don't know. It'd be interesting. I kind of like the dynamic they have now, though.
I like what they've got now, but I think that you could see maybe come SummerSlam, another
SummerSlam
Survivor Series where Punk and Bryan are already fighting in a handicap match against the Wyatts, assuming all 3 Wyatts compete. I could see them still having the upper hand and then at the last minute getting screwed over by this 4th Wyatt member.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I don't know. Yeah.
Another item from Wrestle News was that former WWE superstar MVP responded to a tweet from a fan asking if he would ever consider joining TNA. MVP said that it's intriguing, the lighter workload and travel schedule, combined with, I should say,
a company that's going bankrupt.
That he named, Ken Anderson, Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, pretty much all the best wrestlers in TNA, and said, yeah, it'd be nice to, compete with these guys. But I mean, who knows? And again, does anybody really care? To me, TNA is not relevant just because of its, I guess, rumored financial status, and it's just never been able to. I don't want to say be a serious threat to WWE, because I think it could be relevant without being a serious threat to WWE. There's really not going to be anybody or anything that is a serious threat. But it's never been able to really legitimize itself as a true number 2.
Yeah, it's never. I mean, they really wanted to become the new WCW, and without $1 billion Ted behind it, they really were never able to step into that role. Even though they brought in all the same guys that were in WCW, it seemed, minus Macho Man. I don't know. They needed to. I mean, they brought in the old guys, but then it was kind of like the same thing that happened to WCW. Like, they became the focal point rather than the young talent. I mean, they had some great stuff, but it was like Kurt Angle instead of, Hulk Hogan was WCW. Kurt Angle comes in, it's all him and Sting and Hogan again. The last 3 years. Kevin Nash, Scott Hall for a while.
Yeah, X-Pac.
Yeah,
it's weird.
The band, they called it the band.
10 years ago, CM Punk was on a TNA pay-per-view. 10 years ago, like this week, I think. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's funny that how many changes have gone through TNA. I mean, back when they were, now they're really Impact Wrestling, but they were total nonstop action. TNA, NWA, and Jeff Jarrett and his dad were running things, and now it's Dixie Carter, not the late great designing women actor Dixie Carter.
Okay,
That just went over your head.
yeah,
There was an actress, her name was Dixie
Random.
Carter. She was on the CBS sitcom Designing Women, which also starred Annie Potts and Meshack Taylor and Delta Burke and Jean Smart. And Dixie died about a year or two ago. But there you go.
Rest in peace, Dixie.
Yes.
Okay. So we need to get into Raw. Triple H and Stephanie start out in the ring. The Authority is back from their vacation. They never said where they were. I still don't understand that whole week off thing, but okay. Randy Orton then interrupts, and he blames the Authority for the beatdown he received last week when he was put through a table by the Big Show and was put into a handicap match. Thinks he should have been protected. He has a lot of intensity on this. It was a really weird thing because it's like, is Randy going to be going against the Authority? Is he a face now? Is it like, it was a weird promo for me. Like, they really can't decide what to do with all these people to me. But Vicky comes out with Brad Maddox. Maddox then throws Vicky under the bus, saying that it was all her fault for everything that happened. Triple H says they all need to pay for what happened. So Maddox and Vicky will both be in matches tonight. Vicky will take on WWE Divas Champion AJ. And Brad Maddox is in a no DQ match against Randy Orton right now.
Doesn't make sense going back to last week. Why would Brad Maddox not be the one in charge? He's the Raw general manager.
Yeah.
Vicky was let go and made the SmackDown GM because Vince hired her to be the SmackDown GM. It just didn't make any sense, that whole crap last week. And it's WWF... WWE forgetting, just like I just forgot right there.
It's a WWF.
Yeah, just forgetting what it did the previous months.
I really don't understand the whole Orton thing. Like, if they want to be evil and they want to be this evil authority, and just be bad, you know? Like, they keep towing this line, and you're like, oh, okay, I kind of understand. And then Orton, like, are they trying to make like a drama where everyone's sympathetic? Is it Breaking Bad? You know, like, I don't watch WWE for Breaking Bad. I want to see. I don't know.
I don't know either, and I'm beginning to think that they don't know.
Yeah.
And actually, I've thought that for a while, but based on the match that they lined up on Sunday for Orton, it looks like they're still teasing the possibility that they don't have confidence in him, or that they're going to turn on him.
I really hope that they're going back to that whole... I mean, we've talked this before, where they're like, oh, well, maybe you aren't the face. Maybe you aren't... Maybe they have someone lined up who is the face, who we've not thought about. I mean, could Big Show turn heel and become the big authority?
He could.
Yeah, or Kane, or I don't know. Like, it's just not working with Orton. Like, go down that route if you want to, but like, make up your mind.
Preach, brother.
Preach. Maddox versus Orton is the first match of the night in a no DQ. It actually started pretty cool. Maddox hit Orton with his microphone right in the skull, and follows it with a DDT for the near fall. Dr. Ton is mad at this. He starts pummeling Maddox after this. And the ref actually stops a match after Orton just smashes Maddox in the head over and over and over with the microphone as well. I've never seen a no DQ match stop like that, other than, what was that one at like Extreme Rules or whatever, Ryback versus Cena, Last Man Standing?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a sweet DDT he gave Orton.
It was, yeah. It was kind of like The Miz when he gives it.
Oh, we'll talk about The Miz tonight,
yeah,
too.
we will. So what do you think of the match?
I don't think much. I was hoping that there was a chance that Maddox would win. Otherwise, why have that match?
Yeah.
I mean, they're at odds with Orton seemingly, but then they throw him a bone like that. Mm-hmm. I don't get it.
Yeah. Well, and Brad Maddox and Vicky are supposed to be heels. Like, everyone was supposed to be a heel. You know, and like, who are we supposed to, like, we're supposed to cheer for Brad Maddox, or we're supposed to hate, last week and the week before, and
You had 2 heel authority figures fight 2 heels.
Yeah, and why are we supposed to care? I don't know. I'm usually not huge on like heel face, stuff, but I don't just have some. I don't know, whatever. I thought it was an okay match. I was excited to see Brad Maddox have his second match in WWE.
No, I think he's had a few more than that.
All right.
He had a couple of weeks in a row where they're like, if you win this match, you'll have a contract. But he never won any of them, which, again, those didn't make sense either, that he never won.
Yeah. Big E Langston took on Curtis Axel in the second match for the... Oh, that's cool.
I want to get that shirt.
That's a cool shirt.
Hulk Hogan giving the Beatles the big boot on Abbey Road.
Mm-hmm.
Courtesy of Turnbuckle Tees.
Yeah, that's a good photo. Or that's a good shirt. I would wear that.
$18.
Big E Langston versus Curtis Axel for the Intercontinental Championship. I'm not sure why it was a title match, but it was a good match. Okay, ends up with Big E hitting the big ending, and Big E being crowned the new Intercontinental Champion. Long time coming.
Axel held it since Father's Day in June.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at a 5-month reign, roughly. About a little over 5 months. It needed a new owner. It's good to have it on Big E. From what I read, he teamed with former buddy Dolph Ziggler tonight in a tag match on SmackDown. So you've got 2 baby faces reuniting after being 2 heels together. I'm glad they've got it on I almost said it on Orton. I'm glad they have it on Langston because they weren't really doing anything with Axel. Axel's no longer with Heyman, and he's not really going anywhere.
I think that was the first time he had come out without Heyman. Mm-hmm. So I wonder if that's going to become a storyline. Probably not. I don't know.
Well, they made note of it last night, and Heyman crapped all over Ryback, and then I can't remember if I read something he wrote on about Axel, but the announcer said yesterday that both both Axel and Ryback no longer Paul Heyman guys. So I really wouldn't need to see a Heyman Axel feud.
No.
Telling me they've parted ways with each other is probably enough.
Yeah. It's interesting how the only Paul Heyman guy is Brock Lesnar. And I'm sure we're going to see him very soon.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see him, before the Rumble?
Either before the Rumble or at the Rumble, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's one guy who I would love to see come back at the Rumble.
Me too.
He would wreak some havoc.
I like Barack.
Yeah. Our next segment, I guess you could call it, was a Divas musical chairs. By the way, this is country night on Podcast of the Immortals.
Podcast of the Immortals country.
Yeah, country. Gosh. They're so stereotypical with everything they do. It's like, we're in the South, what should we do? Oh, we're country now.
Well, that's why I love when they're in England like they were last week. They've just got the cab and the phone booth.
Like, did I send you that photo where it was like if WWE was based out of England and they'd come to America and they'd have like a McDonald's sign and like a bunch of American stuff on that stage?
You didn't send that to me.
I should have. That was good. Maybe I have it. I'll show you here if I have it. But yeah, that cracked me up. I'm like, God, you gotta be kidding me. They're just so stereotypical. But I did like the Divas and their Daisy Dukes and all that. I didn't really understand why they were playing musical chairs, but I guess it was a way to play. Was it Georgia, Florida line?
Georgia line?
Yeah.
No, and they didn't finish that game, did they? Or did I just reset?
It devolved into yeah.
Was it a brawl or what happened?
They were playing musical chairs and then someone pulled it out from underneath and then they were fighting.
And they were fighting. Okay, yeah. I figured I couldn't remember what happened.
It was all stupid. I don't really understand the meaning, but it kind of set up the 7-on-7 match that's going to be at Survivor Series.
Okay, yeah, that's actually exactly what it did.
Yeah,
that's right.
Did I show you this? This has nothing to do with wrestling, but it cracked me up.
You got a 96. It says here that a 90 is a genius. Man, I wish I got a 90.
It's Keenan and Kel. Well, anyways.
Why would you show me that?
I don't know, because I was trying to find that Orton photo that I was telling you about, and I was looking through my other photos, and I came across. But yeah, I loved after it devolved into a cat fight. There were Jerry chants from the crowd, and Jerry was hosting it. Jerry Lawler kind of reminded me of the old Springer episodes. Yeah. That was pretty good. The Big Show took on Ryback, the traditional Goldberg chants, of course. Ryback actually hit the meat hook clothesline and followed with a shell shock, which I'm like, oh wow!
I thought he was going to get the W,
which I think he should have there.
I agree.
It was awesome. But the Big Show, of course, pulls his Cena impression and kicks out. Ryback then goes for it again, but is almost immediately hit with a weapon of mass destruction, and the Big Show wins. Orton then tries to ambush the Big Show after the match, but he was hit by a spear from the Big Show, which led to a backstage segment where Orton is icing his ribs and is upset that the Shield didn't end up backing him. Like, he's like, oh, I thought we were on the same page. I thought, maybe if you had asked them, they might have shown up. I don't know.
Well, they had that conversation, I think, earlier, where they were gonna be in cahoots because the Authority said so, and Reigns said, well, if that's what the Authority wants, then that's what they'll get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like he was like I shouldn't say. He was like they should have read his mind. Like, he was going to go and attack them. He's like, oh, I thought we were on the same page. Like, it seemed really dumb to me.
He said, I'm Vince McMahon, damn
it. I actually liked the match with Ryback and Big Show, which when I heard about the match, I thought it was kind of like the Ryback versus Mark Henry match that they had at WrestleMania. I'm like, oh, okay. The two big giants are going to face each other, and it's going to suck.
I thought Ryback looked good.
He did look good.
You know who else thought Ryback looked good?
Who?
Andrew McKinnon. James Andrew McKinnon. He said, Ryback looked strong.
Cool. Are you texting him right now?
No, he texted me a couple hours ago.
Nice. Yeah, it was good. That's the kind of Ryback I want to see. Like, he should be able to pick up Big Show, Mm-hmm. He shouldn't struggle to pick up other people.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think it would have been a great way to win. I know that on your go-home show, you don't want your number one contender for the WWE Championship to lose and look bad, but I thought they could have pulled it off, and this would have elevated Ryback.
It would have been perfect. I mean, Ryback needed that kind of big win. I mean, Big Show has been knocking the entire Shield out. I get it. He's a Big Show. He's strong. Okay. But Big Show's lost so many times throughout the years. I lost to Ryback wouldn't have hurt him there. Mm-hmm. I really don't think you can't beat Orton because Ryback beat him. No. I think it would have done more for Ryback to win that match than it would have done for Big Show to win it.
Agreed.
Our next match pitted Kofi Kingston and The Miz, for whatever reason, to take on the Real Americans. Have they even had any interactions between them lately?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
And the only way that this could have been made more nonsensical is if one of them had made some ridiculously cowardly heel turn during the match.
Which might have happened. And we had heard about Miz turning heel at a house show. So this was just an extension of that. Kofi was kind of getting his butt whooped, but he went for the tag, but Miz drops down from the ropes and doesn't let Kofi tag him in and costs Kofi the match. Heel Miz is back.
Yes, and all is right with the world.
With the world. I didn't understand. Like, okay, if you're going to have a tag team split up and become, have someone turn heel, look how they used to do it. The Rockers. Mm-hmm. That's how you turn heel. That's how you become important. You don't just throw two random people together and have him screw over that other random person and now he's a heel. No one's going to care.
Yeah, 5 people watching at home were like, oh no, he did Kofi wrong.
Yeah, Kofi. How is he going to... Oh, he lost. Yeah, it's just lazy. It's super lazy. If you're going to turn someone heel, have it mean something.
And you know what? What do they have all the time that's a giant waste of time? Miz's show. What the hell is that even called?
Miz TV.
Miz TV. They couldn't have like Kofi as a guest and then have Miz beat him up or something.
Have him super kick him through a barber shop window.
Just stupid.
Yeah, it was. It was just lazy. Lazy is the perfect description of it. It's like, oh, Miz is bad now.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Yeah. Someone tweeted around that time, they're like, remember when Miz won the main event at WrestleMania? It wasn't that
2
adorable
years ago?
or something?
Yeah,
that
like
was
2.5 years
adorable.
ago. Unbelievable. And I love... Did you finish WrestleMania mode?
I did.
Yeah. And they had that match on there. I'm like, oh, this will be fun.
And you know what I did after that match? I beat him up with The Rock, like just outside the ring, or outside the ring, infinite finishers outside of the ring. I put him through the barricades.
Nice.
I put him through a table. I beat him up, and then I think to end it, you had to give him a people's elbow in the ring or something. Yeah. So I beat him up for a long time though. After that,
Vicky is backstage, and apparently she's injured herself somehow. She's not going to be able to wrestle AJ Lee. But Stephanie will have none of it and says, just wheel her to the ring. So we had our Vicky versus AJ match. It was Vicky pretended to faint a few times. AJ wins with the Black Widow. Vicky smacked AJ's ass, which I liked. You know, I always enjoy that. But yeah, completely worthless.
I know Vicky's older and she's not a trained wrestler, but I mean that match was so quick. She just got put in the submission and that was it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because AJ they probably told AJ you shouldn't do much tonight after collapsing a few days earlier.
Maybe. I don't know what it was. It was a waste of time. Next up we had John Cena. I'm sorry. Not John Cena. He's coming up soon. But Ziggler versus Damien Sandow in a Broadway brawl, it was called. They had like a drum set up. They had a ukulele.
No. It was a fiddle, but Michael Cole called to the ukulele.
Yeah.
Guitars.
Everything you can imagine. More drums, yeah. It was a cool match. Ziggler ends up winning. He hits Damien Sandow with a Jeff Jarrett guitar smash. He even did the Jeff Jarrett walk. This is the second time we've mentioned Jeff Jarrett, which is a record on Podcasting Immortals.
I think this is the second time he's been mentioned in 47 episodes.
In 47 episodes, and it just happened to be twice in one night, yeah. But I really liked it. I thought it was a really, really fun match, and Ziggler coming out ahead is always a good thing.
I like my Ziggy Piggy.
Mm-hmm.
I like Sandow, too.
Yeah, I do, too.
I like what they're doing with him.
What, lose every match for 6 months?
I mean, I didn't like that.
Well, they've continued it.
He's been winning, too.
Really?
A little bit.
Against who?
I don't know.
Name one match he's won.
Did he win on Friday? I didn't watch SmackDown on Friday.
Either. Maybe he wins on SmackDown, and I'm just missing half of his wins.
I think he's won a couple times.
Maybe. So here comes John Cena. He's a berserker. He comes out wearing a sling. Says it's because of Del Rio's attack on last week's Raw and SmackDown. Excuse me, this beer's making me burp a little bit.
No problem.
Cena says
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
These pretzels are making me thirsty. He says his normal stuff about winning and overcoming and how he is here. Del Rio comes out and is immediately jumped by Cena, who is playing possum this whole time.
Yeah. Could have fooled me. I'll say this, though. I'm starting to love John Cena.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I like Cena too.
And it's that I like John Cena, the human being.
Yeah.
And it's because of that darn Total Divas show.
Yeah.
I really like him.
I do too.
I like him.
Every time he talks, he's like this old, like, wisdom-filled Yoda character.
Yes.
Where, like, Nikki's freaking out about something, and he's like, listen, here's what you need to do. You need to go to the Dagobah system.
Go to Dagobah.
Go to Dagobah. But he always has the right thing to say, it seems like. I feel like I would like to have John Cena as a friend. I think he'd be a good person to have around.
Same here. Yeah. John. I want John Cena to hold me.
All right.
I would let him hold me. He would keep me safe.
Okay.
Yeah. He'd keep me safe from bad stuff.
Like what?
I don't know. Like if I was frightened.
Like hate? Would he help you rise above hate?
Sure.
Yeah. You're burping.
Now I burped.
Yeah. Next up, we had 3MB, who were dressed as I forget what they were
The
called.
Rhinestone Cowboys.
Rhinestone Cowboys.
Which was a Glenn Campbell song.
Yeah, it was, yeah. Taking on R-Truth and
Getting cards and letters from people I don't even know.
All right. 3MB took on R-Truth and a debuting Xavier Woods from NXT. Xavier Woods ended up getting the pin with something they called the Honor Roll, and some other odd finisher that I forgot what the name was. He's a cool performer. I actually got to see him at Access.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a lot of charisma. I think he's going to be a good addition to the roster.
Agreed. I'm glad to see that they're bringing up talent from NXT.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they continue to do that.
What do you think of his finisher there?
It was cool.
Yeah.
Lost in the Woods.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I liked it because it's easy to do. It's not painful for either person, but it looks like it can be devastating.
Yeah.
I thought it's cool.
Well, it was kind of like, what did he grabbed his arm and he fell and hit into his leg. It was like a reverse kick.
It's a stunner with the feet.
Yeah.
It's a jawbreaker using your foot to do the jawbreaking.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. It's definitely better than all the other finishes we've seen lately, where it just seems like versions of the Crossroads, basically. Like Dean Ambrose's, where he hits. I don't know, the weird finisher here. We got Curtis Axel doing that weird one too with the head. Bray Wyatt's doing it. They all have the same finisher basically.
Someone who needs a new finisher though, and call it sacrilege, CM Punk. He needs a new finisher. The GTS just doesn't do it for me. He clearly doesn't hit anybody with it. It's hard for him to do it to guys who are bigger than him.
Which is pretty much everyone.
Exactly. Get the guy a new finisher. And I'm not talking about the Anaconda Vice. Everybody can have a submission finisher and a non-submission finisher. He needs something else.
I think Daniel Bryan has the right one for him.
Yes.
And that's the kind of move that can happen at any time that is believable, because you don't have to pick someone up on your shoulders or whatever else you do. But I mean, the first time he hit it against John Cena, Cena's eye was just black and blue the next day. He nailed it.
Yeah. You know what I think Punk should do?
What?
He should have a super kick for his finisher.
That'd be pretty cool.
Because I think he can put enough of a spin on it. I don't literally mean a spin, but he can put enough of a twist on it where it's different from Sweet Chin Music. John Morrison rocked the super kick for a while.
Ziggler.
Yep. I think Punk would benefit from a super kick finisher.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So that left us with just our main event, and it was Daniel Bryan, CM Punk, the Usos, and Goldust taking on the Shield and the Wyatts.
Quiet Wyatt.
Some gentle comedy there.
Good match.
Punk ends up getting the win after hitting the GTS to Ambrose. The Real Americans then come down after the match, and they beat down Punk and Daniel Bryan. And Rey Mysterio returns and cleans house somehow.
I can't tell you how little I care about this.
About Rey Mysterio.
About Rey Mysterio. I just don't care. He looked like he was limping on the way to the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Just awful. I can't wait until his next sabbatical.
Injury or wellness violation.
Yeah, I can't wait till his next sabbatical.
Man. I just don't... No one cares anymore. Where's Sin Cara, by the way? Is he done?
Well, he broke his pinky? His pinky nail?
Yeah.
He's gone.
All right.
John Cena comes back from a torn tricep. Torn triceps 4 months earlier than he was supposed to.
It's just a tricep.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Really cool match. I liked it. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, actually.
Well, to me it looked like they were pressed for time, but at the end when everybody hits their moves, that was done very well.
Yeah, that was fun. I think the right person got the pin. Either Punk or Daniel Bryan should have. And that was Raw, basically. I like that Real Americans are getting involved in this angle, though.
Kurt Angle?
Yeah, in this Kurt Angle. No,
Agreed.
them coming down, and now they actually have a spot on the pay-per-view, even though it's pre-show. And but you have the...
No, it's not pre-show anymore.
Oh, it isn't?
There's a new pre-show match.
It's been changed since the beginning of our...
Well, I mentioned this to you after I first told you.
You did. This is like take 4 of our podcast, though. We had to stop it a few times. Jimmy was warm at first.
I've been warm. I've been exerting myself, watching hours and hours of content from my DVR, which is now up to... I've got 80% space now, which is great.
Nice.
It was at 49 for a while, but now I've got 80% space, and hopefully it'll get to close to 100 soon if I can watch everything else. So
you reminded me of Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite.
It was so hot.
Yeah, we were talking. We're about 2 minutes into the episode. We were talking about Goldberg or something, and you just stop and you're like, I'm like, what? You're like, I'm just so warm.
Yeah, but I didn't do nothing.
Yeah.
What does he say? He's like, I took a shot.
So I took a bath.
And it didn't do nothing.
It didn't do nothing. So I shaved my head.
I'm not going to shave my head. It is, and this beard, it's so big and fuzzy that I think that's contributing. This old school radiator. This is a radiator, right? Yeah. That is warm. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. I have a polar fleece blanket on me.
Mm-hmm.
It might be all of that combined. So I'm pretty warm, and I'm tired, and I'm excited to go to bed. Early day.
Right on.
Early day awaits. But you know what? You guys are my number one priority. So that's why we are muscling through this episode to get you your Survivor Series predictions.
Predictions.
Predictions. All right, okay. First match, right now, as of now, this is okay. Taking into account that there may be more matches after this. I did read the SmackDown spoilers, which I will not give you, but it did not look like any new matches came from SmackDown. So, to kick off the show, we have a very angry and hurt Kofi Kingston against a newly heel turned Miz. Who are you thinking? Who are you thinking is going to win this one?
Is there? Can I just say I don't care?
The ring collapses.
Yeah, the ring. Yep. No pay-per-view. I'm gonna go with the Miz. I mean, why turn him heel just to have him lose? I'll go with the Miz.
I hope he comes down to the ring with Miz Dad as his valet, as his manager. I'm gonna say Kofi wins.
Really? How come?
Because he's a good guy.
Sure, and it's a pre-show.
Yeah.
Gotta get that revenge. Well, why turn Miz heel and then have him immediately lose, though?
Well, no reason. I just think that I'm just picking Kofi.
All right,
you.
Fine. Easy there, Turbo. All right, what's the next match?
We have a 7-on-7 elimination tag match between the women from Total Divas against the women not from Total Divas. So that's Natalya, Nikki Bella, Brie Bella, Cameron, Naomi, Eva Marie, JoJo. Against
JoJo's gonna be in the match, huh?
Yeah, against I doubt she'll wrestle much, but then they'll be facing AJ Lee, Tamina Snuka, who, by the way, is the daughter of former WWE
Hulk
superstar and current Hall of Famer Jimmy Superfly Snuka.
Whoa. Not Hulk Hogan?
No, it's Jimmy Snuka. They just announced that.
Jimmy Snuka?
Yeah, James Snuka.
They I might have fast-forwarded a little bit through the Divas match. Maybe they announced it then, because I've never heard that before.
They did. I think they did, or it may have been trending. Like, that whole sentence may have been
probably
trending.
Yeah, hashtag Jimmy Snuka is the father of... To me, now that I did see that hashtag, yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because they said trending now.
Yeah, it was on the app.
Yes, that's right. That was during the instructions. Oh, you know what else I loved about Raw? Going back to Raw for a brief moment. During the start of Raw, when Stephanie and Triple H were walking down the ramp, they're like... They started showing a replay of how the previous episode of Raw started. So I could just see them like, on the beginning of tonight's Raw, we'll show you how Raw started last week. How about we do that?
Yeah.
God, WWE,
let's
pull
not
your
start
heads
Raw.
out of your buns.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Tamina Snuka. Caitlyn. Ooh, Caitlyn.
Yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, fighting with the heels. Alicia Fox, Oksana, and Summer Rae. That rounds out the team.
Wait, Caitlyn's a heel?
I mean, I'm saying she's with all the heels.
Really?
But I think it's just by default because all of those women are heels. It's non-Total Divas versus Total Divas.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
Yeah. So I don't think she's a heel, but although her hair is darker now, so maybe she's, I don't know, whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I'm going to say that the Total Divas team wins.
I agree. The WWE likes to have their champions lose in non-title matches, it seems. And
which is great because that totally makes the belt valuable.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take probably Brie Bella to pin AJ Lee for the win.
Oh, so we're getting specific.
That's just my prediction.
See, I don't think AJ's going to get pinned. I'm gonna say
she has to.
I'm going to say that Brie Bella wins, and I'm going to say Tamina Snuka gets pinned.
All right. I think Caitlin's going to turn on AJ at that.
Actually, you know what I would love? I would love for AJ or somebody to win and pin Eva Marie.
Yeah.
Oh, I just hate Eva Marie.
Just watch Eva Marie go over on AJ Lee or something. I'll be very, very upset.
No way. She can't even announce anybody. Ginger Mahal.
Ginger Mahal.
Don't hinder Ginger. Did you see he tweeted that?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That's great.
Don't hinder Ginger. Okay. Next match, a 5-on-5 elimination tag match. Cody Rhodes and Goldust, a.k.a. Code Dust. You heard it here. Copyright us. The Usos, Rey Mysterio, facing The Shield and the Real Americans. For those of you scoring at home, that is a 5 versus 5 match. Elimination style, of course. Who do you like, sir?
I'm going to take the Shield and the Real Americans. I think the Shield have been on kind of a losing streak. And again, they like to have their champions lose in non-title situations. I think this is a good time to start building the Shield again. I mean, they're still a credible threat to me, but they've lost a lot more than they ever have before, and I think this is a good opportunity for particularly Roman Reigns to show off a little bit.
I too think the Shield and the Real Americans win this match. I'm excited to see Cesaro fight with the Shield again. It'd be cool.
It'd be good.
And I say again because I think they fought recently. I think they were on the same team on SmackDown a couple weeks ago. I don't think I just pulled that out of my buns. I need to stop talking about pulling things out of my buns. The next match, the team of CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, which they're calling the Best in the Beard, or is it the Beard and the Best?
Something like, yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah, they are facing the Wyatts. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be Bray Wyatt in the match as well. So 2-on-3 maybe. Although this says tag match, it doesn't say handicap match. So
I doubt Bray Wyatt is going to be in the match.
Yeah, maybe not. He'll be there at least.
Because he was injured.
Yeah, but he fought on Monday.
Did he?
Yeah.
All right.
Not a whole lot, but he did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Wyatts win this. And I think just because that...
I mean, they would have
Punk
to...
and Bryan will...
Yeah, it won't be clean.
Yeah, I think Punk and Bryan will have an edge, and then I bet Mr. Judas Devlin will make an appearance.
Interesting. You're probably... Yeah, I mean, this is an obvious, like, oh, how can Daniel Bryan and CM Punk lose? I think this is where they will go for a surprise, and I kind of agree with you. The Wyatts need this win way more than CM Punk, Daniel Bryan did.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. I think the Wyatts pull it
out. Next match, John Cena defends the World Heavyweight Championship against Alberto Del Rio. It's, as far as I know, it's a singles match. There's no stipulation at this point. No DQ hasn't been announced or anything like that. So I think just a straight up singles match for now. I'm gonna say John Cena wins.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is the easiest pick on the card. There's no way he loses ever. So John Cena wins, retains, and I think he probably moves on to, I don't know, Chris Jericho.
Yeah, even if Dolphins Reddit says that Del Rio wins, I don't believe him.
Yeah,
I'm going with Cena.
I don't believe it at all.
And the final match, again, I don't know if this will be the last match, but I assume it will be. Randy Orton defends the WWE Championship. Oh, you mean there's a second belt? Against The Big Show. I think this is still a straight up match too. Although did they say anything on Raw?
No.
Okay. I'm going to go Randy Orton. I can't see them screwing the pooch as much as they did with the Brian Orton deal and the vacant title and then putting it on a new guy again. I think it's going to stay on Orton.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to put the belt on Big Show at all. Is he going to be the face of the company? No. Is he credible as a world champion? No. I mean, they built him, but, a month ago he was not even part of the company, technically. It just seems...
Just like the Paul Heyman guy has jumped the shark, the face of the company thing doesn't make any sense because the face of the company hasn't always been the WWE champion. The face of the company is John Cena.
As a world heavyweight champion, yeah.
And even when he didn't have the title, the face of the company was John Cena.
And John Cena should come out and say that.
Yeah, he should. And for some people, the face of the company is not Daniel Bryan, it's CM Punk.
Well, yeah. It's one of those guys, that's for sure.
But I'm looking forward to the pay-per-view, and if I can make a request, Mr. McKinnon, can we have hot dogs and hamburgers? And I'll tell you what, I only throw in hamburgers because it's kind of like they go hand in hand. But I would love to just have hot dogs. I want hot dogs, chips, preferably some Doritos or something. I'll bring whatever you want.
I think in the big four, we need burgers.
Okay, yeah,
I'm a big burger fan.
Yeah, but definitely hot dogs. Hot dogs and burgers would be outstanding.
Yeah.
And then, the usual variety of chips.
What was really good?
Sodas.
When they had that cheese dip.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah. That's my prediction.
What are the nachos called?
Famous nachos. Those are good.
Mixed in the garbage bag. So good.
Goodness.
But I'm craving a hot dog right now. And I think I will still be craving a hot dog during SummerSlam. Can't wait, man. Can't wait.
Yeah, it's going to be great. Those are our predictions. That's the show for you guys this week. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Immortals PCast
and at
97 Bush
and at
Jimmy Bellamy
and at
Wrestle News with a Z.
Yes.
And follow our Facebook and whatever else, and watch wrestling with us and listen and read Wrestle News and tweet us and all that. And
oh my god.
What?
I just realized I forgot to watch SmackDown. I deleted it and Callum was there.
He was.
And so I don't know if our sign made it or not.
I did look for the sign. I didn't see it.
Oh, you did watch SmackDown?
I kind of skimmed through it looking for our sign.
Okay. Well, good. I don't feel bad then.
Yeah.
Thank you again, Callum, for doing that.
That's super awesome. You got to send us a photo of it, though. I didn't see the sign.
Yeah,
I really need to see the sign.
Pics or it didn't happen.
Yeah, basically. But yeah, we appreciate the support. That's really awesome. It's surreal to me. Like I was telling people about it. I'm like, someone had a sign for our podcast
in the UK
at a SmackDown. Yeah, it's just bizarre to me because we just come here, we sit here, and we talk, and now someone has a sign. It's. I felt like Ava Marie. On Total Divas this week, where she's like, "Did you see the sign?
Oh God!
Everything is red or whatever."
All red everything.
All red everything. Shut up, Ava Marie.
And it'd be even better if the other side of the sign said, "Randy's boring."
Randy's boring.
It was like one of those Hallmark cards that you open up and it plays a song.
Yeah, I love it.
It talks.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Wrestling News Podcast Immortals. Thank you.
I'll finish your beer, so. You did?
It's gone.
Okay, good. Because I got to get me some sleepies.
Yeah, me too.
Tie. Love you too. Bye.